Yes, good morning, all. Welcome to SAP WAP 56 completed, 57, 58. Today, 2 hours. We are going to discuss the data element part. Completed this topic in detail discussion on data element. So, if we go to the quick recap from the beginning, the introduction of all topics, prerequisite topics, then architecture, login procedure, screen navigation. Now we are into the dictionary introduction, tables. Almost 15, 16 hours tables topic is over because in and out discussion of the tables that is most important. But simultaneously, I have covered many additional related connected transaction codes as well. So today's session is 57 and 58. First hour and second hour going to be complete discussion on data element part. What exactly data element? This is our agenda. Okay, we'll try to complete it. So we log in first. This will give the assignments exercises also. Yes, you guys completed. Any doubts also you can ask here. So the database table, like basic definition and the strategy to work with the built-in tables. Oh, server still not working. Still this other ACC server. Let's try after few minutes. Okay, some power issue or net issue on that side. So fine then, no problem. Still we will continue our topic like as a data element part. So first the topic, any topic, I think you might notice the flow and all. The way to discuss any subject is first we'll start with a simplified approach. So simple to basics to slowly we'll go into conceptually, then again diagram through explanation, architecture dimension explanation, then system to demonstration. Okay, first we have to learn the basic subject. Then after that we have to compare with built-in versus custom, which scenarios will create and all. Next, uh, finally, we will go to the like how this is going to helpful in the project point of view. Also, we have to learn. Okay, that is project dimension. So the same day I am introducing subject plus project related discussion. So that's why you might feel little bore or heavy also. But that is how we have to learn, I feel, because we don't have project sessions separate because it's a combination of subject come project. Okay, so you have to be more keen and up, like we have to follow very closely. The reason is if you miss 5 minutes or 1 hour, the topic is disconnected for any reason, then the next session you might not catch because here I'm going to cover lot many things in within 1 hour also. Okay. So now If you go to the data element part, your theory is there. Completely, we can discuss this sub-app dictionary. Like we have a kind of table fields, dictionary tables, table fields for these technical settings, buffering settings, indexes. Here, yes, customizing includes append structure, creating tables. These are all create table scenario, making changes to a table. So this is your by end of this particular topic, we have to finish all this stuff. Okay, but now this is the topic of data element. At 138, create first description of data element. What is the requirement of data element? And creating data element, documentation, document status, and field labels. This 138, double click, it will take you to the 138. So now we will discuss by the time server will up. It doesn't take much time. So let us go to the theory as well as practicals of this particular data element. So till now you are clear with database tables, classification, search criteria, table navigation, data browser, new and old data browsers, navigation, then the tables related properties like delivery class, data class, package, all the details, size category, enhancement category. Okay, this is how you have to remember the entire flow. That's what because once we completed subject means almost my task is over. You are that comes into your bucket or your court. So you have to observe it, learn it, and practice it, adapt it, make own it basically. Then any questions immediately you clarify it because going forward we are going each topic in depth, right? So sometimes confusion also will arise. Okay, better to clarify the doubts immediately. That's what. And moreover, whoever is so listening remotely also they can join the sessions. You are invited. 8 to 9 one session, 9 to 10 another session. Same 2 hours continuously. We will continue. Okay. So if you want to remotely also okay, but if you have time, you want to join also okay. Absolutely free. You can take the advantage of this. So that direct interaction part also. You have to spend time here. Right. So now, because I made this fixed time morning only, I'm recording the session and cleaning that entire background noise and all, and uploading into YouTube same day itself, my free time. That's what you might aware of. Yes. So getting a lot of good response from several participants, those who are listening remotely and all, directly, remotely, both the ways. Okay. So now, even practical started. When practicals, definitely you may need guidance also, but you have to come up with a questions. Like, wow, if you ask that, I have stuck at this level, then we can discuss that. Otherwise, which topic to discuss, everything is confusion only. Okay, fine. Now, we will discuss the data element part. Data element. Data element is alternative to built-in type. This is one of the built-in types. So what exactly data element? Data element describes the table field properties. Table field semantic properties. Semantic properties are nothing but non-technical properties. Data element describes the non-technical properties. Like what are the things comes into this? So first of all, we have field name. Okay, field name under field label slash field label. So under field label also we have, because field name itself is a kind of semantic property. In field label, we can find low, medium. This low means short, medium, and high. Okay, yes, there are total three types of under title also. So these are all comes under like field label. Then field label we have a separate tab under data element. Then under further characteristics, then we have some other like we have it provides okay F1 help documentation also. Documentation, okay, because when we go to the field name and as well as short description also comes under our non-technical problems. Okay. Next, we have F1 help. That is nothing but F1 help documentation. Documentation. That is nothing but it is called as a long description because short description and long description. Then we have F4 help. F4 help is nothing but a search help. So the search help values are also we can define it under this particular F1 help, F4 help. This both are part of this. Okay, right. So non-technical properties we will get it. It also describes the like we have one concept called as parameter. All this stuff is a part of non-technical properties which practicals through you will come to know. So basically, like what is the fundamental topic? A table field can be created as a stable field can be created using data element slash built-in. That's what built-in. But what is standard approach is table field use okay creation of like a data element is recommended by SAP because we never go to the built-in type because yes that is table field uses data element okay or else we can get table field table field gets or adopts okay adopts the like non-technical properties the semantic properties from data element. So if I go for built-in type, so the limitation of built-in type, okay, limitation of using built-in type is this one, which cannot be reusable, which cannot be reusable. That is the limitation of built-in type. So with practicals, I will try to clear all this things. So as is SAP recommends, SAP recommends while creating table field, it must followed by data element. Okay, because data element is reusable. Data element is reusable. Yes. So what is the meaning of the data element? Is a is a data type defined in ABAP dictionary. Data element is a data type. Direct option is not available here. Yes, it is. And the next data element is a repository object. When I use this word repository object, you have to go to the first day one. I introduced the repository objects features. You have to remember that. So the repository object features, you have to understand that. So features are two types, like a repository object features built in and as well as custom both. Like if you look at it's both, SAP defined same fundamental rule. SAP defined all hmm, data elements. What happens begins with normally A, B, C, D till X. That was the basic. Whereas customer namespace. All data elements must begins with either Y or Z. That is the rule. Okay? Fundamental rule. Both into X and Y or Z. So when I said repository object, you will come to know all SAP data elements belongs to SAP package. Either tables or data elements belongs to SAP package. Namespace is different. They are already created by SAP. That's why we can only open in display mode only. It belongs to built-in packages. These are all the standard rules. Okay, whereas if what happened, we can create a new data element. How to create a new data element? Two approaches. You can copy the existing data element and create a new data element. Or else we can go with our own data element. But can I use the built-in data elements directly? Yes. We can make use of the built-in data elements to in our tables directly. Okay. Directly we can use because it is active status. So if it is what happened, custom data element must be created and activated in ABAP dictionary. That is your fundamental. Next, upon successful creation, then it can be used while creating table, while creating while creating database table table field, because this is not a table property, it is a field related property, right? Next, what next? One data element can be used can be used creating while creating several database table fields. This concept is called as reusability. Okay, we are just reusing. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Still, so somewhat we will go to the this particular topic in a different ways. So first of all, okay, let us till now we have created one table called as EMP master, isn't it? Everyone aware of that. ZAVK underscore or EMP master we have with uh, in this EMP master main important tab is fields tab, right? In the fields tab we have created the fields. Okay. Yes. So how we created first, this is a type of first field was MANDT, right? So I created field as MANDT and followed by data element I used it. Okay, MANDT and again data element also I used it as MANDT. So when I use data element as MANDT and press enter, what happens automatically that particular it will populate the data type. Data type and yes, we will get CLNT as a data type and the length as 3 and as well as description also we get it. So all these things we are getting from. So same way, but for employee number, I did not use the data element. So what I did, I just used the direct direct data type and length also I gave it here with my own description because this is by using built-in. So built-in employee number, I gave it as employee number, etc. So this way we will go to the next level. Some other fields, employee number, name, address also given over there. But we have to uh, assume that there is a requirement that goes like this. Where we have to enter the employee mobile number. Okay, EMP mobile. Okay, that is mobile one, first mobile, because just mobile number I want to enter it here. If I go to the built-in type, click on built-in type, you go to here, which data type is recommended for mobile? Mobile is always numbers, digits. So if it is always accepting numbers, then obviously num-c is recommended. Length is fixed length 10. Mobile number is always fixed length 10. So go to built-in type, directly you give num-c as data type, length as 10 and short description as mobile number. So this is the way I created by using built-in type. But nowadays every employee have 2, 3 mobile numbers. So like I want to enter second mobile, alternative mobile also. If alternative mobile, then again I have to go to mobile number, mobile 2, then built-in type with C and then after we can have the same thing, mobile number. We want to go to the other mobile, repeat it. So only in the same line, if you observe what differs, only the field name differs. Remaining data type remains same, length remains same, even the short description also remains same. Correct? If the right side, all these details are same, okay, this is not the correct approach. Because SAP says that don't go for built-in type ways. If you use built-in type, what happens? Your built-in type advantage is that you no need to remember this directly. Built-in type is earlier it was called as direct type. Go back to the 4.7 skills. Use direct. Direct meaning is what you can choose the data type from your for help and a length. You can provide short description. You can provide it immediately. That is called as direct type scenario. Okay. So if you so the advantage. is there. Advantage is that you can directly give the data type length and description. But what is the limitation of going through the built-in type is which cannot be reused. If there is no reusability, because for one field you enter like the second field, third field, fourth field, and so on. For all the fields, you have to manually explicitly enter the data type length and all. This is not a reusable approach and process. That's why SAP doesn't recommends built-in type approach. So, but why I demonstrated table with the built-in type initially, because I said already, there is a question, interview question, without data element, a table can be created or not? Yes, answer is yes. How? By using this built-in type. But SAP, there is a one approach called a standardized approach. SAP, that is called as SAP best practices. So accordingly, we have to go with the data element is recommended by SAP. Yes. So now, suppose I go to the data element here. Okay. We will, data element is a repository object. It should begin with Y or Z. So one time you create the data element, while creating data element screen, we will enter the data type and the length and a short description. That's what. And that is just, since it is a repository object, you have to make it as activate. So once you create the data element as Z employee mobile, under that you create num_c10. Simply second and third, next fields, simply you can give the particular data element is enough. Automatically you will get the data type length, and wherever you use this data element, you will get the all this information, data type length and description. Suppose in the data element screen, particularly there is a main important thing is called as data type. So what is the data type? In the data type, uh, data type, data type and length can be provided again using, okay, yes, it can be provided using domain, or alternatively, there is a alternatively some radio button is there, that is called as a domain alternative. Some reference type is there. Okay. So this way we can provide the data type and length and a short description. All these things you can provide. So what is this meaning is, indirectly data element, okay, data element uses uses domain, uses domain. What is the meaning of that is, data element will get the we get the technical properties from domain. So that is why, okay, data element is also called as semantic domain. Yes, semantic domain. So the approach goes like this. First step is table field. So table field uses uses data element. And the data element uses domain. Yes. So if you go to here at the data element level, we can give semantic properties. Properties are called as characteristics also. Domain level, you will get complete technical properties. So this is complete. So fundamentally, a table field required both non-technical and technical properties, two types of properties. But to define these two properties, separate screens are given to us. Data element creation screen separate, domain creation screen separate. Just like a table definition is a repository object table, similarly data element and domain are also independent repository objects. That is, built-in data elements are there, built-in domains are there. If I want to create my own data element, it should begin with Y or Z. If I want to create my own domain, it should begin with Y or Z. Yes. So domain is a separate topic. We'll talk later tomorrow. But because step by step we have to yes. So if you look at two dimensions, table field uses data element and the data element in turn uses domain. One dimension. Other dimension, domain is used in data element. Data element in turn used in table field. Yes. This is you can see the top down and bottom up approaches. Both approaches we can use it. Okay. Like okay, this is separate topic actually as an additional note. What is the note? Database table. Database table can be created in two ways. Two ways. That is first, okay, top-down approach. Second is bottom-up approach. So what is top-down approach? In top-down approach, first, okay, step one is table creation. Database table creation. That is table definition creation. Then under that, step two is creating data element for each table field. Yes. Next step three. Step three is creating okay, it's creating domain creating domain for each data element. So this is your overall three-step procedure. One, two, three, top down. That is, we'll begin with table, we'll branch to the data element, and data element to domain screen, we will branch. That is top down. But what next? Alternative to the top down is we have what's called as bottom up. What is bottom up approach is in bottom up, first step one is we are going to create first exactly it is opposite to the top down. So create all data domains first, all domains and create and activate it. What next? Step two. Step two is create all data elements next. Then after that, that is we create all domains and activate it and use all these domains while creating these data elements. Next, step three. Step three is create database table table. That's a table means table fields. Okay. So when you go to the table fields, what happens? We have to use each table field uses this data element. So this is your two approaches, two ways to work with that. But yesterday I came to top down only. First we created our approaches. I introduced because two ways of introducing this table. First to start with the domain. Once you got complete clarity on the domain, then we can go to the next level data element introduction and create usage of this domain into data element. And finally, upon completion of domain and data element topics, then we can go and create the table. While creating table, I can make use of this data elements. Okay, that is one type of approach. But other type of approach is we can come in a top-down manner because I am giving a completely, but finally at the end you have to have a complete clarity. Yes. So now you have to observe one thing. Why SAP created these two screens separately? Because whatever is possible in data element screen, that is not possible in domain creation screen. Vice versa, whatever is the tech properties or options available in domain screen, those options are not available in data element screen. Okay, this both are separate. In the domain screen, we have like particularly data type and length and decimals. Then that is okay, and followed by we have the conversion routine and all. Then after that, we will go to the value ranges. Single values are fixed values, ranges are intervals, and value table. So these are all the stuff comes under technical properties under domain. That we will discuss as a separate, no confusion. Right now, it is like we are into the data. But if you observe this explanation, what is this one? Data element is just like a middle, the center. Okay. So domain cannot be used in table field. That is the limitation. Domain cannot be used or domain cannot be attached to the table field directly, not possible. That is not allowed. So what next? Domain can only be used in data element. Yes, domain is used in data element. The data element in turn used in table field. This is the step-by-step procedure. So finally, because we created domain activate, then data element activate and go to the table field and activate. Okay, yes, this way, because everything you have to activate it. While activation only, the effect or reflect will happen. If you keep it as normal, then it cannot be reused. And the second, yes, we can say that data element adopts the domain properties and the table field adapt the data element properties. So table field finally will get both properties. Which one? Semantic, that is non-technical, and technical, is both finally it will get. Okay, we have to study in depth of this. We will see server connection status. If it works, will good. Yes. This is the theoretical part. How to create a, because we have, however, we have time. I'll type it here. Yes, we have steps to create data element. Yes. That is, create data element means create custom data element because I don't want to use it. Yes. So in the standard approach, what happens? Yeah, go to the KNA1, LFA1, VBAK tables. All the table field immediately followed by data elements only you will find. That is SAP followed standardized approach. Even we have to follow the standard approach also. Suppose for MEDT, I created data and employee mobile numbers under now onwards, I will create data. But what about employee number? Employee number is created by using built-in type. But now, can I create data element later? Yes, possible. You can create the data element later also, but ensure that you have to use the same data type and length and description because this table already have entries, records are there. If you decrease or increase or decrease the length, it will either increase is okay, positive. Decrease resulting the value gets truncated. That is the problem in the decrease. Okay, got, so that's why like this is your data elements can be created immediately also or later also. That is, we can replace that all built-in types to whatever the fields we created for number and name and address. All those things we can create it by using built-in type also. Okay. Sorry, built-in type can be replaced by data elements also, right? So in a custom, suppose if you look at here, the table name is hours, EMP master, but the first field is MANDT. I'm using the MANDT data element. MANDT is a who created, SAP created. How do we say? Because the first letter is M. M falls under SAP namespace. So the data element, built-in data element, which is already created and activated by SAP developer. Can I use it here? Yes, you can use it here directly because it is already actively available. So you can make use of the active data element over here. Simple. Okay. Yes. Right. What is that? SAP created n number of data elements. We can use it in our while creating our tables also. But like it is not vice versa. When I created data element, it is used by us only. When we created, we will only use. SAP doesn't use our G tables as well as G data elements also. Clear? Yes, because when we go for our data element creation means if standard SAP data elements are not available at the time only, we will create our own data elements. Yesterday's, if you look at the exercises also, data elements through only we will create the table. That is the standardized approach. Okay, data element approach is standard. Right. So now, yes, what are the steps is you have to go to, yes, execute code C11. Then next, choose choose data type video button. Then after that, specify the data element name begins with YRG. Yes. Then next click on create. Click on create. So choose other radio button comes. Choose data element. Continue. Then after you this, this then under data type tab, provide data type comma length comma decimal places. Decimal places using two options. Either using domain also you can use, otherwise direct type also you can. There's a okay, direct type or reference type. Okay. This is your. Then next we have to go to, there is a one more option called as further characteristics. That is there you can maintain the like that F4 help. That is search help also. If you want to, you can maintain it over there. Or parameter ID also you want to maintain, you can maintain, because there's some additional properties are there at the data element level. Otherwise, so what happened? You can go for save as. When you go for save, you can choose either local object or package, custom package. If it is a local object, no workbench request. It goes to $TMP. If it is G package, it will propose local workbench request. Okay, there you have to continue or create the workbench request. That is your like next the control switch to now switch to field label tab. Field label tab. Then under field label tab, provide short slash medium slash high slash title. Okay, this all the stuff you can. Then if you want to go to the further level, click on documentation button. That button is there at the application toolbar. You will find that button. Okay. Finally, finally, save plus check plus activate. Save, check and activate. So these are all the steps to create the data element. Either you come with direct approach, I told you. After activate, then what happened? You have to come back. Next, we have to aware of two things: usage. So what exactly steps to use data element while creating table in database table. That means normally while creating base table fields, what next? Use okay custom data element. Press what happens? So automatically you notice that okay, technical properties are copied. Yes, like a data type, comma, length, comma, okay, all whatever you defined it is copied. So that is your end-to-end demonstration complete. So we have to know the basic theory completely, the purpose, everything. Then how it works in the standard or built in, how to create our own data element. Then finally go to the like creating data element and usage also. Both are equally important. Okay. So five final server is available. We can go ahead. This session here because even to proceed further, yes, this is the theory. Even to understand this, even the theoretical part also, you have to have the knowledge. Otherwise, which leads to confusion also. So overall, this is your data element screen, and SAP always uses SAP documentation uses the flight examples I said. S flight, S book. So this is the con ID. Con ID is connection flight ID. Car ID, con ID. Car ID is flight code, flight ID. Con ID is connection flight ID. Yes. So it uses data element as S underscore con underscore ID. Its data type, technical properties are nums here. Yes, this is your this. So the domain is one. Domain is used in data element. Data element is used in one table, second table, third table. So three table fields are using the single data element. So how to create data elements? Steps are given here. Activate. Okay, how to go for assigning structure, assigning parameter ID, all the okay details. Documentation also. When user press F1 on the screen field, screen field uses the table field uses data element. So the data element uses the documentation. So this way we will get the documentation to the screen field. So that's about your field labels also. Labels, they have short, medium, long field labels, and headers or titles are also. So here is all this short means there is a restriction is label have less length. Medium is okay. Short is up to 10, medium can be 15, and long can be 20 and above. Long field labels we can give it. So header is a kind of title. So this is about your data element. See, if these are all practicals, hands-on sessions. If server is not available, we cannot proceed further. So same thing. Okay, you also you want to practice also because everything practicals through theory you will understand. Only theory, no. That leads to a lot of confusions. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow then. Thank you.